Imagine opening TikTok and finding a doctor confidently explaining the cause of cancer, recommending a treatment, telling you what's wrong with you, tell you that ordinary medical advice is completely wrong. You know, they're wearing a white coat, they speak confidently, they look like a doctor, they sound like a doctor. The video has millions and millions of views, but there is only one problem. The doctor you're watching doesn't exist. Their face is artificial, their voice is artificial, and the advice may be completely invented. So, what's been found? What do we know? Researchers have been looking at some of the most prominent health content appearing on TikTok. They found a huge amount showing that signs of AI had been used. Some accounts were designed to resemble medical professionals. Others used artificial presenters to repeat health myths, promote questionable remedies, or advertise products. And these weren't necessarily strange videos sitting unnoticed in a dark corner of the internet. These are mainstream videos that are on the main feeds of main social media platforms, receiving millions of views. This research came from a marketing agency rather than a medical journal, and TikTok disputes whether it represents the platform fairly. So I wouldn't take just one study as proof that almost every doctor on TikTok is fake. Of course not. But the examples themselves reveal a real and growing problem. Why people believe these fake AI guru doctors or whatever they are. Most of us don't have the time or knowledge to investigate every health claim. So we rely on shortcuts. We rely on the white coat. We rely on the prominent figure, the confident language, medical looking background, serious voice, large audience, and all of these things create authority on the internet. But none of them prove the person is speaking is actually a doctor or even a real person for that matter. The internet taught us not to believe everything we read. AI now means we can't automatically believe everything we see. AI changes the scale. Fake experts are not new. People have always sold miracle cures and terrible health advice for centuries. What AI changes is the cost and the scale of this. You no longer need to hire an actor. You don't need a real studio. You don't need medical knowledge. One person can create dozens of fake experts speaking different languages, producing content around the clock. And if one account gets removed, another can appear immediately. Fake authority at scale is becoming a real issue. Bad entertainment advice might waste 5 minutes. Bad health advice can change somebody's life. A person might delay getting professional help because they've seen something on TikTok which says otherwise. From a fake AI doctor, they might spend money on useless products. They might become frightened by a completely invented claim. Or they might stop following real medical advice because the artificial doctor sounded more confident on TikTok. NHS guidance in the UK warns that false health information can prevent people from getting the needed healthcare and recommends checking who created the information, their expertise, their motive, and whether the trusted sources confirm it. Who's responsible for all of this, Platforms obviously carry a responsibility because it's their platform in which these fake things operate under. If an artificial person is presenting themselves as a real medical professional, that should be clearly labelled, and harmful misinformation should not be rewarded with millions and millions and billions and trillions of views. Platforms will never catch everything though. Viewers always need a new level of skepticism. Is there a real name? Can you verify qualifications? Can you find a trusted source which also confirms the same information? Are they trying to sell me something? Are they connected to a genuine medical organization? Does this claim appear anywhere on the NHS website? These are the sort of questions you should be asking yourself. I mean, in relation to this same topic, the amount of times I've seen these military workout claims and Tai Chi claims for older men to get ripped in 3 days by doing 1 minute of exercise per day is absolutely mental. But there will be some people out there who will fall for this and who will subscribe to a service or pay $159 to get a 2 minute military workout on a PDF, and then that's going to change your life in 3 days in 1 minute per day. It's absolutely absurd. Ultimately, I think AI can genuinely do useful things for healthcare, and I hope it does. The problem is not simply that artificial intelligence exists. The problem is that it can manufacture the appearance of expertise almost instantaneously. A white coat is not a qualification. Confidence is not evidence, and millions of views does not turn misinformation into medicine. The doctor on your screen can look completely convincing, but before trusting their advice, it is now worth checking whether they actually exist and whether they are actually a trust and true source of valuable information. This is Jake O'Neill Talks, honest commentary on modern life.